proper machine analysis, the big data analysis by artificial intelligence is a lot more effective than people.
So what is the purpose of the central bank and what are its functions?
So the purpose of central bank can be manifold. To begin with, it aims to be the central node to connect payments with the transactions. So whenever you go to a shop or whenever you put a bank transfer, there needs to be a trust between the two parties. So the central node is the central bank that acts as a guarantor that the payment that one person sends, the other person can receive and vice versa. And on the institutional level, central banks are also responsible for observing the existing banking sector in the country. So they make sure that the banks have enough liquidity, that they follow the regulations. And then lastly, they're also responsible for price stability. So they make sure that the amount of money in the economy is sufficient for optimal running and that the interest rates are sufficient for the monetary policy purposes.
Can some of these functions be automated? And if so, is it possible for artificial intelligence to replace the central bankers?
So there's been a lot of talk about automating these functions because essentially they say, well, if the interest rates are correlated with whatever the amount of money is needed, so if you want to increase the amount of money in the economy, you want to lower the interest rates and so on, could it be automated? Could we develop an algorithm that could actually could enable it to function more effectively than people do? And the answer so far has been no, because its monetary policy has a lot of interconnected points going beyond economics. So sometimes when you're at the very bottom, for example, as we're currently having at the European Union level, we're already at 0% interest rates, and at the same time the economic growth is not happening. And some people say we still need to push for more money, but then others say, so what do you suggest, going down to the negative interest rates with all the implications of that? So if you gave it to the machine, basically it will just find the optimal mathematical decision, but when you're taking the political implications or the social implications, it changes completely. It's the same also in the US, where the Federal Reserve actually has two purposes of its existence. One is the price stability level, and the other one is the maximum employment. So they have to balance these two, of course, pretty much mutually exclusive options. And that, of course, leads to the need for a judgment of people. And quite a few top managers within the Fed, they said that it always requires some kind of personal judgment that the machine can never have.
So regarding monetary policy, is it better to act on gut feeling or big data?
So from that respect, big data, of course, is a data set that can be collected for the machines to crunch and find an optimal decision. The way we currently have it, it's largely quantitative. So there are quite a lot of numbers collected. There are maybe some prognosis, so positive outlook or negative outlook. But overall, there are not enough knowledge bases in existence in the databases to allow to find the optimal decision. So big data provides really good quantitative analysis, but it needs to be supplemented by the judgment. The judgment, whether it can be automated or it should be followed on the gut feeling, there is no clear answer to that. Every day we're seeing new publications being emerged in the financial review magazines or in the academic studies, some of them saying that proper machine analysis, the big data analysis by artificial intelligence is a lot more effective than people. So Google, for example, believe that. They have the Google Ventures, and their investment analysis is actually done by a machine. It's done by an artificial intelligence device that puts out the suggested companies for the portfolio to invest in, and then people simply review it and act upon it. Whilst others, hedge funds mainly, and also quite a few private associations, they say, it's always, you can have a lot of positive data, but you have to act on your gut feeling. And there are arguments also for that purpose, that you can always be so unpredictable that you can beat the machine, because the machine expects you to be rational. So your solution for that is to be irrational. So to that answer, there is no clear answer yet.
Thank you, Angel, for joining us in our studios today.
My pleasure.
And thank you at home for watching. Goodbye for now.